We're talking about Rockstar news. Two things. One I found interesting. Oh, wow, that was a lot. I peaked. Hello? Hello? Testing, testing. All right. Let me note myself down. Ah, hello? All right, let's restart this. Let's restart this part. Let's restart this part. But two pieces of article for Rockstar News. Two unfortunate ones, which is very interesting. And it's not like bad unfortunate, like Ubisoft. Today, these two topics. One is just a tragic piece of news, which was the fire that broke out in the studio because the boiler room exploded. The other one, which is so strange, Russia is threatening to ban GTA. I did not realize that because usually the people that would like are anti-game stuff like that, like your Australians, they're always sometimes depending on the game, they're always gun ho to start banning games, saying like it's too violent or like tone it down. You know what I'm saying? But this is interesting. Let's read. Call for Call for ban on GTA 6 has already been issued by an international public organization focused on Russia, citing a perception of immoral content in the action adventure series. Consider that action adventure. Consider that open world. It made official. Well, actually, you can say action adventure. Never mind. If made official, a Russian ban on GTA 6 could cut down Rockstar's game's potential worldwide audience to the tune of more than 140 million people. Hold on. How many people exist in Russia? Population of Russia. What? Well, let me put my mic back to its regular position. Let's read that. Let's read that piece again. Let's read that piece again. Cut down Rockstar's game potential worldwide audience to the tune of more than 140 million. How many people do they think lives in Russia? This is only 140 million right here from 2024. They think everyone be playing. Like, do they think everyone be playing GTA in Russia like that? Unless I'm just being blindfoldly dumb right now. Let's read it. If made official, a Russian ban on Grand Theft Auto 6 could cut down Rockstar's potential worldwide audience. Let's read the rest of it because this sounds too like brain dead for me right now. The latest entry in Rockstar's celebrated franchise tops lists of many fans' most anticipated game of 2026. It might be 2027. You're gonna be waiting for that one at this rate, and it's not hard to see why. Alongside the series' historic popularity, especially after its transition to a 3D open world in GTA 3, fans are also dealing with the elongated time gap between mainline Grand Theft Auto games. Grand Theft Auto 5 was released in September 2023. And after rumors of a second delay in Grand Theft Auto 6 was confirmed in November, the new projected release date is November 19th, 2026. It means fans will have waited more than 13 years for the day they finally get their hands on. What was I? Oh, let's look at that. GTA 5. GTA 5's release date. What was I doing in 2013? Now I gotta think. What was I doing? That was 13 years ago. Today's 2026. Well, actually, let's do 2025. So 13 years, 2025. That was 2012. That's what I was 2013. Like doing 12 years from. I just started school. Like I forgot which grade I started. I graduated high school in 2017. So 2016, I started my senior year. 2016 to 15, I was a junior. 2015 to 14, I was a sophomore. 2014 to 13, I was a freshman. 2014, 13. I started 8th grade when this game came out. Holy. 8th grade. Goodness gracious. Yo, people that don't remember, for the ones that got GTA later in life, like its life cycle, people forget that multiplayer was not a thing when it first came out. Like you had to wait. You had to wait. I forgot how long. I forgot how long was the wait. Let me look at that too. How long did players always ask things like how I ask it? How long did players have to wait for GTA 5 multiplayer when the game came out? 10 years. Yeah, we're bugging. 10 years. What the? Let's see what GTA Wiki says. See if it gives me an answer. No, it doesn't. Okay, when did GTA 5 Online come out? Now it seems like I'm a liar. Yeah, there we go. You see, so the game came out, the online game came out October 1st, 2013, and the base game came out September 17th. I remember that wait. That was a long wait. I remember because me and my brother used to share a console. Did we share a console? No. I think that's when we stopped sharing consoles. Let's see, because me and my brother split off in consoles at a certain point. I remember the consoles. I just gotta remember when. I think it was. No. We actually didn't yet. We didn't split up from consoles yet because it came. I forgot it came out Xbox 360. Forgot that too, because when the PS4 came out and the Xbox One came out, we split off. Like me and my brother played every single game system together because my older brother had the consoles for it because he was the one that got the gift for it. Like he had the PS1. Like my cousin gifted him that. I played that with him. We had the Game Boy Colors, all those stuff. And then when we got older, he stuck with Xbox because his group of friends played Xbox. My group of friends played PlayStation, so we split off. But to be fair, I wasn't even influenced to get PlayStation by my friends. I actually influenced my friends to get a PlayStation. I forget that too. Like my brother was influenced to stay in an Xbox One because my brother's friends were all Halo fans. I was not a Halo fan like that. Even when I played it, I was good at it. Don't get it twisted. But I was more like I'm a variety gamer. I play more than just a franchise. So I was one that got the PlayStation. I said, watch PlayStation have better games than this. I said because I didn't predict it. I'm not saying that, but like I had that feeling. I was like, watch PlayStation have better games. You know, you can sense some things. There were signs earlier. But I remember when GTA came out and me and my brother played it. We took turns because I had my account, he had his. That's why you see. Where's my Xbox account? This is why this exists. Crispy X Poop. That is my gamer tag since 20. Cause I had two. I spelled Phoenix wrong. And I spelled Phoenix Sniper, but that was when Xbox 360 first came out, and we didn't get this. That's too Xbox 360. We didn't get the Xbox 360 the year it came out. We got it the year after because I didn't even know what that console was. I didn't even know that existed. I had the first Xbox, and then I went to my cousin's house, and then I went to their basement, and all I see is this weird looking box. I said, "What the heck is this?" He goes, "You don't know what the Xbox 360 is?" I said, "What? Do you want to? Let me see. Let me tell you when they came out. I don't remember when. That's how I know I don't know. Xbox 360 release date 2005. Now I don't know if this. I forgot which Gears of War it was, but that was the game. Yes, it was. That's what it was. Because it was around my brother's birthday. Because my brother's birthday is in November, and then Christmas is around the corner. This was the game they were playing when we got the Xbox 360. I was so confused. I said, "What the heck is this in their basement?" And he said, "You never seen the Xbox before?" I said, "No." I said, "What the heck is the Xbox 360?" It was a new console. Keep in mind, in 2006, you know how old I was? 2006, I was not old enough to even care about gaming news like that. I was old. I would go out and play freaking basketball. I did not care about things like that. So then my brother was like, "Oh, we gotta get that. We gotta get that." So my brother, on the way home from their house, because like it's like a 2-hour ride to get from their house to my house, depending on there's traffic. He was like, guys, we gotta get the Xbox 360 for Christmas. Can we get it for Christmas night for my birthday? So me and a little bro can play. Me and Redacted can play. Let's do it. Let's do it. And they're like, we'll see, because they're the parents. Like, if you get good grades, we'll reward you. So me and my brother locked in. We locked in. I didn't study. I was fake locked in because 2000. How was I in 2006? Let's do the math. I wasn't even in middle school yet, so I didn't have to lock in like my brother. My brother's older than me. We passed our classes. Yeah, the parent teacher conference kind of thing. They said, "Oh, your sons did great." Blah 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 blah. He said, even though your son's doing a little questionable on one of the subjects, he's still a good student. Blah blah blah. We said, "Oh, that might be enough." My mom and pops were mad because even my parents are not strict like that. Like, not the parents like you need to get an A to be accepted. They just want you to pass. Like, if you get a C, they're perfectly fine as long as you pass. Because my parents didn't graduate college, and they're not the. My dad's more educated. My mom's like, she's like, if I were to compare, my mom's more street smart and my dad's more book smart. They're like opposites. Like, if you see opposites attract, like that's the definition of them. So their whole thing was, hey, as long as you pass, you're good. You can make it if you pass. You can make it if you pass. Cause my parents, even though they wanted me to go to college, they also said, like, I'll tell you this. My mother doesn't get like YouTube and stuff like that. My dad does. I don't know how he does it. Sometimes I walk in late at night and I see him just on the phone, just straight up on YouTube watching videos. I'm like, yo, this man's cracked out like that. He's brain rotted with YouTube. But I remember years ago, you heard it here first. My father was the first person to say, son, get into YouTube. If you really, because you guys talk about a lot of things, get into YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, I'm on a tangent right now. We're talking about GTA. That's why, because we're talking about the release date. But he said, get into YouTube. Just do it. You will enjoy it. You guys talk about a lot. And I was always hesitant. And now I just said, screw it, I'll take the full leap. Fuck it, I'll take the full leap. And now that's what I did. Now we're here. So shout out to Papa Redacted for being able to tell his sons to go out and do that. My brother didn't do it, but I'm doing it. But yeah, that, and then Xbox 360 came. We were hyped, and we opened the thing up. My parents also wouldn't give us a rated M game because we were beanie boppers at that time, so they're not. But then we opened up the thing. My brother said, "Oh, oh, oh." All I see in the thing, Gears of War in his gift bag. I was so happy. I didn't own it because my brother's older than me, so he would get if there was a rated M game, like say like GTA, say it was a rated M game, at that time, I had to rely on Big Bro to get that game. I would have to hope. So I don't like convincing people to do things for me, but I would have to hope and pray this man put down the Christmas list when we were younger. I had to pray, and then I saw his Christmas list, and I was like, game. And I see the game. I said, oh, my brother's locked in. Do like a little dap up, a psychological dap up. So I'm not gonna dap him up because then he'll know I saw his Christmas list. And I'm like, dap him up. Blah blah blah. We're locked in. That's how it was when I was. Those are some fun times because we used to play a lot of games together. But now we kind of split off. Like I said, I'm the variety gamer. My brother is, like, I have to recommend my brother games. Like, he just started Expedition 33 because he's more, even though I sound social, but he's more the social butterfly than I am. Like, I'm more to myself until I get comfortable with the room. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's fine. As time, it's not that I'm not comfortable with myself or anything like that. Like, worry about how people perceive me. It's just, I don't know who you are. I'm not just gonna. That's crazy. I gotta give it to a lot of social people. Like, unless I'm forced in an environment where I have to talk to them, but I give it to a lot of those social butterflies that they'll see someone like me. I don't know who the hell you are. Get away from me. And then they'll come up to me, talk to me, and I'm like, you know what? You can stay around. You're good people. Like, it's not even like a problematic thing, like a toxic. Because some people think like, oh, he's such a hostile person. I'm like, or not a hostile person, like he's closed off thing. I don't know you. I am not comfortable enough to just walk up to people like that. I feel excited. I don't. I wouldn't say anxiety or anxious. I don't know what the word exactly, because I don't want. I feel like if I say I'm anxious when it's like that, it's too extreme. But I want to say like a little self-conscious in a sense of I don't want to come on strong to a person when I don't even know if they're comfortable with being social. But that's a whole other conversation for a random day. I'm getting off track here. The latest entry. So let's continue. Yeah, this is delayed, so we're continuing here. For millions of eager potential players, that day may never come. Mikhail Ivanov, who serves as deputy chair of the World Russian People's Council, has called for a ban. A ban. Say it a third time. A ban on GTA 6. Nearly 10 months ahead of this projected launch, calling the unreleased game a particularly dangerous tool of influence. I hate when people say that the violence in games because there's. I hope I don't get demonetized for this. Well, not demonetized, but like strike for this. There is real life killers in this world that never played a single violent game. Because people keep on saying the violence in video games. What was Ted Bundy playing a violent video game when he decided to kill those people? Hello? Like there was killers before games even came out. So what's that excuse then? When there was mass massacres in certain places of the world in general before video games came out, what's that excuse? There was no violence. Well, there was violence, but violence in video games, you get what I'm saying. So then by that standard, should we go? Any violence in television should be marked off the planet? Because you can make a case that's more realistic than a video game because violence in a show, they're just using real people. Computer graphic imagery is not real people. Like, you see the difference here? I can distinctly tell the difference between real and fake when I play a video game. If I really want to nitpick, could you actually tell the difference between a TV show with real life actors and violence? Just saying. That's just me being very, very nitpicky. I actually don't believe these things. I don't think violence in video games leads to violence in real life. Calling the unreleased game a particularly dangerous tool of influence via a translation as reported by Russian news website news.ru. I'm assuming that's just news.russia. I guess New.York.gov, or is there a U.S. one? Ivanov has justified his call for a ban in order to protect Russia's youth from the risk of corruption caused by media. Grand Theft Auto series is no stranger to political controversy, and depending on the weight of Ivanov's words, his reputation and popularity with the worldwide audience could cut players in Russia off from accessing it entirely. I understand that part. I just don't understand this part where it said, where's that 1.40 million gamers from Russia when the population is 1.40 million. So you're telling me that the whole, like, do you think everyone in Russia is going to start just drop what they're doing and play GTA once? Bro, the servers will crash immediately. In his comments, Ivanov took specific aim at the development teams at Rockstar Games, saying they deliberately agreed to include destructive and vulgar content in their product, which is completely unacceptable for the moral health of society. There are a multitude of crimes players can commit in Grand Theft Auto games, including robbery, kidnapping, arson, and mass murder, which can be carried out as part of a main or side quest or simply by players exploring the dangerous urban open world environments. The series' controversial content is well known on the world scale, and it has earned full series bans in other countries around the world, including Thailand, Malaysia, and the United Arab Emirates. My question, Mr. Ivanov, if you're worried, I'm getting to a fake political side. This is the rare time you'll hear me make a political statement. If you're worried about GTA influencing people with violent acts, while your country, have committed violent acts against another, does that not seem hypocritical? If I say my son should stop watching UFC because it might start making him punch people in the face. I don't have a kid, by the way, disclaimer. And then in that scenario of me saying my kid should not watch UFC, I am out there punching people in the face in front of him. Isn't that not questionable? I can make a theory as to why they want to get it banned, because I think they know what kind of game GTA is, and GTA makes fun of the real world, and they have a fear that they might be the butt of a joke because of the shenanigans they've been up to. That's just my only political take for a while, unless something egregious has to come. Because people don't understand. People understand, but people don't want to understand. They say keep politics out of everything. Politics is involved in everything, whether you like it or not. It's involved in sports, movies, games. Quite literally, the president of the United States putting tariffs caused technology for gaming stuff to go up. That is politics. Politics go hand in hand with everything. It's the unfortunate truth. You just have to accept it. You have to accept it and understand. Adapt or die. That's what they say. Now it sounds like I need to put a tinfoil hat on. I was never suicidal. One act Ivanov found particularly egregious was the planned presence of the depiction of male striptease in Grand Theft Auto 6's content, which he called a direct and cynical violation of basic moral norms and traditional spiritual values. Characters in Grand Theft Auto games have been known to engage in sexual content, including visiting strip clubs and the infamous hot coffee minigame that was buried in a code of GTA San Andreas. That was a typo that they put in there. Grand Theft Auto periods. I forgot what the actual term is called, but double period. Auto San Andreas caused an uproar amongst moral objectors. Ivanov, particularly opposition to male strippers, however, has raised alarm bells in the LGBTQIA plus gaming community. Sexual contact between consenting adults is not outlawed in Russia, though there are restrictions against pro-LGBTQIA plus advocacy groups and all forms of gender-affirming care. Interesting. I'm trying to think of something to say to that. Because if you're worried about sexual, because it's kind of interesting. Direct cynical violation of basic moral norms and traditional spiritual values. Now, what I understand from that, I don't know if anything is like that, but if you're concerned about that, don't you guys have strip clubs? Just in general? Wouldn't you then say that is a violation of moral norms and traditional spiritual values? Because it says in the Bible, lust is a sin. That's basically I know about that. I don't really know the full details. Thou shalt not be with another man's wife, blah blah blah, things like that. Do you not think it's hypocritical? Even though that's just a nitpicking again. To then tell people to go to strip clubs, which husbands go to strip clubs, wives don't like that. That's against traditional spiritual norms to cheat on your wife. So is the male strip clubs fine, not fine? Or the female strip clubs not fine? We need some consistency here. We need good consistency. I know the answer, but we need consistency. Ultimately, the World Russian People's Council does not have the legal authority to enforce any sort of ban. The authority and responsibility lies with federal government agency Roscom. See, good thing I didn't have that no anime news today, because pronouncing Japanese names and then pronouncing Russian names, I'd have been cooked. I would need like 20 dictionaries. Learn the language first. Not a bad thing though. Learn a new skill every day, or try to learn a new skill. Which manages the country's federal list of extremist materials while Let's call it ROSC. Banned access to Roblox. That's clapping. That is clapping. That is clapping right here. This whole spot right here. That is clapping. Progressive. Progressing. Protect the children. Roblox is a danger. That's a whole different topic. I wish I was there when the situation with Jadion. I forgot the other guy's name that he got banned off the of Roblox. I wish I was streaming around that time because I would have had like an hour-long rant on some craziness on the internet that platforms do not protect kids from, and I think that it's disgusting at times that they do not protect kids. Let me stop. No, it didn't stop. But thank you. Hey, I don't tip my hat off to you, Russia, a lot. 99.9% of the time I don't. But this 0.01, this 0.1%, I'll clap my hand for. Small claps, small claps. Pack the pedophiles up. Its lengthy list of banned materials have traditionally overlooked video games, focusing more heavily on books, movies, songs, websites, religious texts, and recent years social media platforms. Let's see. However, the public's awareness of the World Russian People's Council holds some social influence over the public, and Ivanov has called on Rockstar to release special cleared of immoral content versions for our market if it wants to avoid the ban. So they're not saying fully ban it. They're saying just ban the morally corrupt parts. That's what the Rockstar, they want to do that. Me personally, I'll just say nah. You're good. Actually, if you're going off of this article's ideology, you might not want to, because allegedly 140 million people play GTA in Russia when Russia's population is that exact amount. So even the old ladies and stuff like that be playing GTA. All right, next on the Rockstar news. Take a sip. Rockstar North building cordoned off following boiler room explosion. That's crazy. I hope no one died in this. I didn't read the full thing. I just heard about it like on the news, not the news, but like, well, it's technically news, social media news. The week began with significant and alarming scare in the gaming world. Rockstar North, the Scottish studio mainly known for its work on GTA series and the highly anticipated GTA 6, was affected by an accidental explosion in this past Sunday, January 18th, which I'm assuming no one was in there then, because if it's on the weekend, most people don't work on weekends. The incident, while occurring during a period of intense development for the studio, sent shockwaves through the industry as fans and locals alike awaited news of the safety of the staff and integrity of the building. According to reports from the Scottish Herald and Edinburgh Live, the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service, SFRS, was called to the scene early this morning, Monday, January 19th, following an incident reportedly caused by an explosion in a boiler room. Given the global profile of the developer, the presence of emergency services on Holyrood Road quickly drew international attention. A spokesperson for the SFRS stated that they were alerted around 5 a.m. to attend the situation on Holyrood Road, Edinburgh, where the studio is currently located. Approximately 7 SFRS vehicles were dispatched to the scene, and authorities immediately established a secure perimeter cordoning off the Rockstar North building and surrounding areas to prevent any potential secondary hazards from affecting the public. As soon as they arrived, the firefighters worked quickly to address structural damage to the building. The team remained on site for approximately 3 hours, conducting safety checks and ensuring that the internal infrastructure was stable. 7 SFRS vehicles were dispatched. Did I just read that? I think I just read that. That was a quote, yeah. Operations Control mobilized 3 fire appliances and specialist resource to the scene, where firefighters worked to secure structural damage at a commercial building. The statement continued, and fortunately, officials confirmed that there was no reported casualties. Thank you for that. Resulting from the incident. So far, no casualties, no injuries. That's what I hope for. Building can burn down, but and you can build a building up, but you can't replace a life. So whenever I see stuff like this, I just hope, because even at my job one time there was a fire. I remember I turned on the news and saw the place I worked at on fire when I used to work there. I was like, what the? One day I'll get into detail about that story. It was such a random event. Like I literally was home, and I have to go into work. I turn on the news, and then all I see is blah blah blah. This location on fire, and then I see the news, and it's literally the place I work at. So I call my boss. I'm like, "Yo, you live?" He goes, "Yeah, I just pulled up, and the place is on fire." And I was like, "Did anyone get hurt?" He goes, "No one was there. It just happened. Only people that were there were like the mechanics, but they were on the other side of the building, so obviously they'd be safe." But however, there's still no specific detail regarding the exact cause of the incident, and a full investigation is still underway to determine the exact technical cause of the blast. But current reports from both Scottish Herald and Edinburgh Live already suggest the culprit was a malfunctioning boiler. Imagine GTA, because there's another rumor that they might get delayed again. Imagine they just blew up the place and say, "Nah, we're gonna do the ultimate delay." Watch this. The incident appears to have started to in one of the units used for heating the commercial building, triggering the high-level security alerts that led to the emergency response. Rockstar has yet to comment on the incident. At the time of writing, Rockstar Games and its parent company Take-Two Interactive has not issued a formal public statement regarding the explosion or the extent of the damage to the office. However, early indications suggest that the incident is unlikely to impact the ongoing development of the next Grand Theft Auto entry. It's good to say. My fake theory was not correct. The entire Rockstar studio is currently in the final stretch of development for GTA 6 as a title that has faced immense pressure from the community and multiple internal schedule shifts. After a series of rumors and delays, the game is officially set to release November 19th of this year. The launch is arguably the most anticipated gaming title of the decade, coming 13 years after the release of GTA 5. While the accidental explosion was a frightening event, the lack of casualties. Let me turn my mic up. The lack of casualties and the quick response of the Edinburgh Emergency Services mean that one of the studios behind the franchise can soon return to work on what is expected to be a cultural phenomenon in the coming November. Interesting. I'm glad no one was hurt. I'm glad people were safe. I'm glad people were able to go home and still be able to work the next day, because everyone needs to pay their bills. To be fair, I think in the scenario, if like something would happen to the office and the workers going to come back, I think Take-Two or Rockstar would have just gave them some paychecks and like, "Hey guys, we understand the scenario. GTA 5 still making money for us, so you guys can still get your paychecks. We don't care. Go home. If you can work from home, work from home. It's whatever." Yeah, that's something I'll probably do if the office did get burnt down. This is just on its final stretch, but wow, that's not important information.